Oh, young Sam Thomas went and bought himself one of them fancy-priced new automobiles, huh?
Nothing fancy about the price of that car, Uncle Seth. That's a 1957 Ford Custom 300.
Now, Sonny, you mean to tell me that a car this big ain't high-priced? Sure.
Well, so help me, Uncle Seth. Ford's come out with the very first big cars in the low-price field. Oh, man. Look how long this one is.
Looks to be solid, too. Well, don't suppose it goes very far on a gallon of gas.
Listen, Uncle Seth. You know Ford's always been the leader when it comes to building V8 engines. This car has Ford's Silver Anniversary V8. It's got more horsepower than ever before. But it's as economical as ever.
Say, how is it you know so much about these new Fords, Sonny?
Well, I'll let you in on a little secret, Uncle Seth.
Hi, gents. Say, Johnny, can I give you a lift down to the Ford dealers? They said they'd have your new Fairlane 500 Club Victoria ready.
As I was about to say, Uncle Seth, I just bought a Ford myself. Ford's the only low-priced car to come in two different sizes. If you think this one's a lot for your money, wait till you see my Fairlane. You want to come along?
No, I'm too old for that sort of thing. Or am I?
She floats through the air with the greatest of ease, the daring young girl on the new Ford Sunliner. You're watching Linda, one of the feature attractions of Bill McGaw's Tournament of Thrills. Performing on a trapeze 12 feet above the ground is danger enough. But when you're moving at a 40-mile-an-hour clip, well, the ride had better be smooth as silk. And it is, thanks to the huskiest, heaviest, smoothest riding Ford ever built. And now, here come the world's greatest auto daredevils in their 1957 Ford Custom sedans. For this kind of precision driving, you've got to have a car that'll do what you want it to, when you want it to. And Bill McGaw's stunt drivers know their Fords will do just about everything they ask them to, including the impossible. Now let's see them take the high skis in slow motion. Naturally, we don't recommend you try this in your new Ford, but if your reflexes are this fast, Ford is this responsive a car. All right, keep your eye on car 24. The driver floors the pedal, soars 50 feet through space, and makes a perfect landing. Wow, let's see that one again. This time, as our cameras slow the action down, watch how Ford's new suspension system stands up under the brutal shock of the landing. Man, what a performer. What does a car have to perform stunts like this? Well, let's ask the man who runs this show, Bill McGaw.
The cars we use in our show have got to be the most rugged cars on the road, and our new Fords are just that. And one of the reasons is Ford's revolutionary new chassis, part of the inner Ford, the heart of Ford's smooth, solid ride. It's huskier and stronger than any other chassis in Ford's field. And the suspension system is the best that I've ever seen. That's why we don't have to worry about bad track conditions. Now notice how the girders of the frame curve outward. Well, these big side rails are so much wider apart that they actually form side bumpers for built-in safety. But just to prove what we've been talking about, let's see this new Ford chassis in action as Don Chadwick actually risks his life on the inner Ford. This is why the 57 Ford takes nothing from nobody. Why it stands up to the roughest treatment a car can get. And now, as a safety measure, we've added roll bars for the greatest test of all, the ramp-to-ramp jump. Here he comes, and again he made it. You've just seen why the 1957 Ford is the only car we would use with the Tournament of Thrills. Ford's the greatest all-around performer on the American road.
And that goes for your kind of driving, too. See and action test the new kind of Ford at your Ford dealers. And now, let's listen to this man is a comparison shopper. It's his job to visit different stores and check what one is offering against what the others are offering. Let's see what happens when he visits a Ford dealership and compares the 1957 Ford against the other low-priced cars. He's got a list of features to check, and we're sure that what he finds out will interest you as a new car buyer. First, he looks at Ford's heavy one-piece wraparound bumper and makes a note that no other car in the low-price field has this one-piece construction. Now, he checks Ford's lower sloping hood and sees that it's hinged at the front, so that it's very unlikely that it would ever unlatch and fly up while you're driving. He makes another note that Ford's windshield pillars are the only ones in the low-price field that slant back like this. You've seen this feature on high-priced cars, but only Ford gives you this advanced styling in the low-price field. Next, he checks Ford's thin center pillars that give every Fairlane and Fairlane 500 sedan the look of a hardtop when the windows are up. Here again, Ford stands alone in its price class. And when he examines Ford's sleek new rear-end styling, he notices that a Ford doesn't have the high, narrow box look he's seen in some other cars. The tail fins are sculptured and sweep out of the body for a trim, low look. And Ford's tail lights are the largest in its field. And the optional backup lights are built right in, not tacked on like other cars, for a real sleek touch. You'll find most all of these same features in the low-priced Custom and Custom 300 Fords, too, plus features you can get in other cars only if you pay the deluxe model prices. Be a comparison shopper yourself. Check the new kind of Ford against the others. You'll find the 57 Ford gives you more value per dollar than any other car.
Here is your host of Zane Grey Theater, Dick Powell, one of the most versatile men in Hollywood, actor, director, producer. Let's follow Dick as he directs a television commercial featuring his own 1957 Ford Sunliner, the latest version of America's most popular convertible.
All right, Max, now dolly back until you get the whole car in.
No, go all the way back. This Ford is really long. I want the folks to see all of it. I'm going to be standing right here talking about the sweep back of the windshield pillars. You better cut in for a close-up. Good. You know, the reverse slant of these pillars is the mark of a truly modern car. Now, let's get plenty of light on this gold chrome side trim. I want it to sparkle on film just like it does in person. Good. The next shot will be from the rear, showing the high arc of the tail fins. Move in closer, boys, so they can really see the perfect symmetry of those lines. Now, let's get a shot from our overhead camera next. This film wouldn't be complete if we didn't show this handsome new interior. Oh, I bet that makes a real pretty picture. And how about a close-up glamour shot of this instrument panel with its recessed controls? Everything in this car is new. All right, Danny, now lower the mic so we can really hear the heartbeat of this beauty. Real close, boys, because this engine doesn't speak above a whisper. Just listen to that. The quiet hum of Thunderbird V8 power. Now, there's a sound that really makes you want to take to the hills. I sure wish I could take you with me for a ride, because that's where you'd see a real motion picture. But I tell you what you can do. Go down to your Ford dealer and action test the new 57 Ford. Believe me, it's really a great performer.
This is Daytona Beach, Florida. Let's watch the Fords go by to victory. Finished first in its class, topping every American sports car and winning the Paul Whiteman and Sports Illustrated trophies. And a modified Thunderbird won 2 unlimited classes against all American and European competition. It made the flying mile in the fastest time recorded by any car at Daytona, and in the standing mile out-accelerated all other cars in Daytona Beach history. Another mark was made by this 1957 Ford Sunliner, which beat all other low-priced cars in the 100...